So, Volume 4. Won't your mother be looking for you? The conductor asked when he gave the girl her ticket. So, when the return journey started back to her village, the conductor is little concerned, slightly getting concerned, and he's like, don't you think that your mother will be worried about you? No, no one will be looking for me. And she said, don't worry, I don't think anyone will be looking for me. The bus started, and again there were the same wonderful sights. She was just happy to see the outside beauty while she was sitting and traveling in the bus. And while he wasn't bored in the slightest and greeted everything with the same excitement she had felt the first time. As a young girl, she was not feeling bored because for her this was one of the most exciting things that she wanted to do, and she was enjoying her journey, looking outside and experiencing and appreciating everything with the same excitement and zeal. But suddenly she saw a young cow lying dead by the roadside. There was a young cow, a dead cow, just where it had been struck by some fast moving vehicle. And it seemed that the cow has been pushed or knocked off from a fast moving vehicle. Isn't that the same cow that ran in front of the bus on our trip to town? She asked the conductor. And she was asking, "Isn't don't you think this is the same bus? Sorry, same cow who was running in front of the bus when we were going to the town?" The conductor nodded. That means conductor said yes. He moved his head, shaked his head, sorry. And she was overcome with sadness. An 8-year-old, children usually love animals, and even not only children, but I think if you have a heart and if there is love in your heart, you can put yourself in that situation and understand the pain. And she was overcome with sadness. She was very sad. What had been a lovable, beautiful creature just a little while ago had now suddenly lost its charm and its life and looked so horrible, so frightened at it as it lay there, legs spread eagled, a fixed stare in its lifeless eyes, blood all over. So Wali is trying to explain, and not she's not talking, but she's just experiencing all that, and the author has been very clever to portray what she must be going through when she saw that scene, with a dead cow, open eyes, and it looks as if the cow is staring at something with no direction, and the legs are all spread apart, and there's blood oozing everywhere. A very deadly scene compared to the first scene where the cow is happily running with surprise and horror. The bus moved on. The memory of the dead cow haunted her, and she just could not get over the scene where she saw a dead cow. It was coming back in her mind repeatedly, again and again, dampening her enthusiasm. And somehow, the death of the cow had just killed her joy and excitement. She no longer wanted to look out of the window. She just didn't want to get look out of the window. She sat thus glued to her seat until the bus reached her village at 3:40. That was the time when she just did not want to look anywhere, and she just sat as if she's glued. That means she's stuck with the seat. And the bus reached her village at 3:40. Remember, Wali's mother used to be up by 4. She stood up and stretched herself. After a long journey, she's trying to pull herself up. And then she turned to the conductor and said, "Well, sir, I hope to see you again." She said, I hope that I meet you again. "Okay, madam," he answered her, smiling. "Whenever you feel like a bus ride, come and join us. And don't forget to bring your fare." And he is joking. He's saying that don't forget to bring your money. She laughed and jumped down from the bus, and again, then away she went, running straight for home because she knew that her mother would be up. When she entered her house, she found her mother awake and talking to one of Wali's aunts, the one from South Street. The mother was up and she's talking to one of Wali's aunts. This aunt was a real chatterbox. Chatterbox means someone who's very talkative, someone who can talk non-stop, never closing her mouth once she started talking. "And where have you been?" said her aunt when Wali came in. She spoke very casually, not expecting a reply, and she just said, "Where have you been?" Just, you know, that showed that she was not even concerned about. So Wali just smiled, and her mother and aunt went on with their conversation. They did not even realize that about Wali's disappearance. "Yes, you're right," her mother said. "So many things in our midst, midst means among us, in our middle, and in the world outside. How can we possibly know about everything?" She's like, "How can we, keep a note of everything, whatever is happening within our house or outside the world? And even when we do know about something, we often can't understand it completely, can we?" She's trying to say, even when we do know, we can't comprehend it, we can't understand it. "Oh well, Breath Valley, what?" asked her mother. What's that you say?" She's like, "What are you trying to say?" "Oh," said Wali, "I was just agreeing with what you said about things happening with our knowledge." She's like, "I was just trying to say yes to whatever you were saying." She's trying to talk as if she's a grown up lady. And basically when she said yes, she was referring to about herself, that even though they don't know, there are so many things that they don't know what is happening in the world. She was referring to her secret bus journey. "Just a chit of a girl, that means she's such a small girl," said her aunt. "And yet look how she pokes her nose in our conversation, how she interferes in our talking." That's what she's trying to say, just as though she was a grown lady, as if she's a big grown up girl. Wali smiled to herself. Wali is smiling. She did not want them to understand her smile. This smile was different because she successfully um, fulfilled her desire to go for a bus ride and come back without anyone knowing her secret. But then there wasn't much chance of that, was there? That means that wasn't much of a chance. She could not do it all the time. She could not be lucky all the time. So this is the end of but this chapter. Madam Rides the Bus, and when I see you guys tomorrow, we'll do the question answers. I'll see you guys. And before I go, I just wanted to say that I have left an audio recording about Father's Day. So let me just wish all of you, all the fathers, all the parents, a very, very happy Father's Day. Um, and try to make it special, although it was supposed to be today. If you celebrate it, just tell me, what did you do? It can be an audio file, it can be a video, or it can be anything in written form. If you have written a thank you note, if you have made a card, if you have fixed your father's broken shoes, if you managed to mend his shirt, if you managed to polish his shoes, if you made some breakfast for your father, and if you have written emotional letter. You guys are in 10th grade, so I do expect something like that. If you hugged your father, um, if you want to say something to your father, something that you can't, when you're facing him, maybe out of fear, maybe out of respect, and fear comes only when you respect someone. Probably you can make a video and forward it to him. He'll really feel very, 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 very happy. And again, as I said, when I gave you the project for Mother's Day also, it is not necessary. Yeah, that let me just put it this way: that everyone is not lucky to have fathers around. So, if you feel in that situation, just remember that. Remember the best part. Remember the best moments. Remember that you have a father, and and dedicate something. You know, write something really special. Um, I'll see you guys.